Hey guys, so I want to do a cooking video. I'm by no means a chef or talented at cooking or have like a million recipes up my sleeve, but there are some things I can make, and I just wanted to share with you guys how I cook quinoa and my recipe for my favorite way to cook it. Quinoa is like a grain, and it's a good like side dish to make if you don't want to cook like rice or pasta, stuff like that. It has a similar kind of carby texture without too much carbs, and it has a ton of protein. It's just really it's a nice kind of side dish without having, you know, the guilt of like a ton of carbs. Yeah, so I do it with vegetables, and I show you like what I use typically, and yeah, so I hope that's helpful. And I know a lot of people are confused in terms of quinoa and how to cook it, and I was too. I had to like Google it when I first bought it, and you can find quinoa in the supermarket. You would typically find it like where you have rice and pasta. Just if you ask like someone working at the supermarket, do you have quinoa, and maybe show them a picture of quinoa packaging, they can steer you in the right direction. And yeah, so thank you so much for watching. I hope that is helpful, and here is my recipe. So of course you need quinoa, and this is the only one my supermarket tends to have. It's the Goya one, and they spell it a little bit differently, but whatever. It has like a third of it left, so I'm just gonna probably cook the rest of that. And I'm adding in peas and diced carrots. This is the like just frozen food aisle one, and I love the frozen food aisle. I seriously need to like make a video about the frozen food aisle, because it's not just those like dinners that are frozen and have a ton of salt. Like you can find like really nice vegetables there and just defrost it, and there you go. And I'm gonna add a wedge of the Laughing Cow cheese just to add in a little bit of creaminess, but that's like when it's all done. So this is the rest of the quinoa that I have and what I'm cooking. I would say it's maybe like half a cup, 3/4 of a cup. It's more like in between that, so don't really have like a whole cup left. But so I'm just gonna cook the rest of this, and the first thing you want to do is rinse it off, because apparently it has like a shell around it that's bitter. You definitely want to rinse it off so that you get that shell off and you don't get the bitterness. And I'm using this thing, which I have no clue what the hell it's called. It's by Farberware, but this is great because it has like little holes, so it doesn't let the quinoa just like, you know, run through. It just runs through the water. So I guess you'd call it like a drainer, but it has like a really fine holes, so it doesn't let the quinoa go through. So I'm just gonna rinse that off. Just thoroughly rinse it, maybe for like a minute or so, and then I'm gonna go and pour it in the pot. So I already have the gas on, but I added the quinoa to a pot, and I would say the quinoa was about half a cup. So I used 2 cups of water. I just measured it out, and when it filled it, that's when I knew that's how much I wanted to use. So I'm going to wait until this water boils, and I'll tell you, I guess, like how long that took. And then I'm going to kind of lower the heat, and because I have it up kind of high, and I'm going to lower the heat and cover the pot except for like a little portion to let the steam out. So I will come back when the water is boiled. So the water already boiled. I actually let it boil a little bit too much. I would say boil it, it boiled around like 5 or 6 minutes, so just leave it, like watch it a little bit. It should be like 5 minutes or so. So I turned down the heat, and it's pretty low, and I'm going to just take this like cover and just cover it a little bit, but leave some room for the steam to come out. So it's kind of like, I guess, simmering. And then I'm going to come back like occasionally, and like right now it's just the seeds, but it's starting to, you can see it's starting to cook. So while that quinoa is cooking, I took the frozen peas and carrots, and seriously, this is going to be the easiest step of this whole thing. I put them in the microwave, and I'm pressing frozen vegetables, and there you go. My microwave has like a setting for frozen vegetables, and they come out like defrosted. Like it doesn't say the amount, like it just keeps saying frozen vegetables, but it'll stop when it thinks it's ready, and they're pretty much defrosted. So that's how I defrost frozen vegetables. So you want to just stir it around like every 5 minutes or so, just to, I don't know, get it like distributed evenly or something. I don't know if you can tell, but they like some of it is clear for the most part, but some of it has like some like a solid piece. I don't even know what to call it, but that is perfectly normal. Don't think that that means it's raw or something. It's perfectly normal. That's what gives it that crunch. So it's not like all like a mushy mess. It's it does have a little bit of a crunch to it. So I'm just gonna leave that for, I would say, like 2 or 3 more minutes, and it's almost ready. So I'm just gonna cover it for a little bit more. So I just turned off the heat because I feel like it's ready. I did do like periodic like tastings of it, I guess, to see like if it was ready, if it was raw, or because sometimes it might look like it's ready, but you guys know. And I did add in, like about halfway through, I added in a cup of water because I felt like the water was getting a little bit low, and I don't want to, like, you know, it was like starting to evaporate, so I felt like it needed a little bit more water. So if you want to start out with 3 cups of water, that's perfectly fine, or if you want to add it in halfway through, I think it would be easier to just start out with 3 cups of water. So I'm just going to go drain it a little bit, and then I'm going to come back and then mix in the peas and carrots and the cheese. So I have the quinoa in just like a Tupperware bowl. This is the same one I used for the peas and carrots when I was defrosting them. So I'm going to add in, first I'm going to add in like a cup of the peas and carrots, and I feel like that's enough. If you want to add more, you can go ahead and do that. The rest I can just use like as a side dish, just the regular peas and carrots. I like doing that with just vegetables, and I'm going to mix that in. Last, I'm going to take a Laughing Cow wedge, and this is the garlic and herb one, and it's the light version of the Laughing Cow, and you can just use whatever whatever flavor you want, and I'm just going to put the whole thing in the bowl. I accidentally put it in after the peas and carrots. You can put it in before and after. I don't feel like it really makes a difference, but what I'm doing is just mixing it all up, and what this does is it gives the quinoa a little bit of more creaminess, and it's not like you're adding in a whole ton. Like like one Laughing Cow wedge in like Weight Watchers points is 1 point, so you're adding in 1 wedge into this whole thing. Kind of like a light way to add in some creaminess without like adding like milk or butter or like mayonnaise. And I know this looks kind of weird, like it looks kind of mushy and like vegetable-y, but this tastes amazing. It's so good. You get the vegetables and the quinoa. The quinoa is really good with like protein, and the vegetables are just good for you anyway. Like they have a ton of nutrients, and you get a little bit of the cheese, which is good like with calcium and stuff. So I'm just making sure I don't have any like chunks of the cheese, that I mixed it all in, and the heat from the quinoa and the vegetables that I just defrosted, that heat helps melt the cheese, so it just mixes in a lot easier. And I think that's pretty much it. So if you guys do try this, please let me know, and let me know how you like these kind of like cooking videos. I'm not like a chef by any means, but if you do like this, please let me know. And yeah, so thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!